Thank you very, very much, Sue. A terrific talk. I'm fortunate enough, I guess you could say, to have two children who are of slightly above average intelligence. They're both very artistic kids. It runs in the genes. My mother was an opera singer. Unfortunately, the voice skipped a generation. If I sing, it sounds like someone's doing something really nasty to a cow. But what I've learned tonight has been fantastic. As I said, me not being in the same shoes that you wear and obviously wear so well. We do have a friend who has a Down syndrome child, and one of the things that always struck me, I'll call her Phoebe, that's her name. But one of the things about Phoebe and her family is that they are perhaps the strongest family I've ever come across. Whereas you would think that having a child with a pretty severe disability could tear a family apart, could make life harder for her two elder sisters. The exact opposite has happened. They are a fabulously strong, wonderful family unit, and they're great to be around, and besides which she's a devil and a lot of fun. And gets on like hell with Eleanor, my 18-year-old daughter, who thinks I'm Genghis Khan. Or is that Attila the Hun? One of the two.
Both.
Both, probably. Well, I do kind of physically favour them. Helmet horns, you can see it now. Okay, time for the questions from the floor. Again, as I said, we do have a microphone, great.
Get ready to be grilled.
Now again, rules of engagement so that we can be fair to all concerned. If you could keep your questions as concise as possible. Don't feel constrained. If you feel that there is a story that needs to be told to illustrate the question or to help get the right answer from our three very esteemed experts here, feel free so to do, but do it with an economy of words, because, as I said, we'd like to get through as many questions as we possibly can. Now, Yasmin's there with a microphone, and again, I would just ask you to identify yourself, and if you do represent an organisation, if you could tell us which it is as well. So, who's going first? Here we go.
Hi, my name is Chesley Hargreaves. My question is, I've heard, this is a debate this evening. I've heard the three speakers for the negative. I'm waiting to hear the three speakers for the positive. School is about 6 hours a day. There's 2/3 of the rest of the day. I'm waiting to hear some of those wonderful stories about children who go to birthday parties, who go to sleepovers, and I'm presuming this is the interval, and we're about to hear from the other three speakers, because it's a debate.
Well, take your point.
Well,
but,
I'm not here to be involved in the debate, I'm here to listen.
Sure.
It is a debate.
Sure. Look, I understand where you're coming from, but if one of our speakers would like to respond to you,
as a lecture, as opposed to a debate.
Okay, fair enough. We will take that under consideration. Thank you. Does anyone have a question now, rather than a statement?
Rhonda, my question's for you. Is the problem in Queensland, or because you said you left and went to Canberra and the problem was fixed? Is it just Queensland that's got this solution, or is it across Australia? And my second part of that question is it state schools that have a problem with inclusion, or is it independent schools?
Do you want to pass your mic over to Rhonda?
Question is it just Queensland that has the problem? No. And Queensland has wonderful experiences. Ruth experienced that. She had some wonderful, wonderful times. And in the ACT, I have friends who have had very different experiences. It's the law. The law is in place. It's about how people respond to that. And so, no, it isn't.
I guess from my perspective, I had a childhood where I changed schools every couple of years because of my parents' work and whatever else. One of my goals for Lauren is to stay at one school for her school life. And if my only option to fix problems is to move or take it somewhere else, how does she maintain the social values that she's built, the friendships and everything else that are so important?
I am a wimp, and it was a very, very serious issue for us, because if we had moved her from that school, it would have been hard to go to another state school because the guidance officers and so on are there, and found a nest. We could have perhaps gone to another system. We could have taken them on, and I know lots of people who do, and it might be good to hear from somebody on the floor who has better suggestions, because that was our strategy as a family. And I don't think we realised how unhappy we all were until we left. We hadn't made the deliberate decision to move based on Ruth. It was just the way circumstances arrived. But to hear her sing again, it suddenly hit us that she was singing. And so it was things like that that made us realise how bad it was. But I wish I could give better advice.